It's said you're not a cinephile if you haven't watched Satyajit Ray's movie. And last night, when I watched Pather Panchali, a 1955 movie directed by Satyajit Ray, I realized why this claim is true. One of the most amazing things about this film is that though it was filmed in 1950s, though Satyajit Ray was limited by the technology of his time, while watching the film, I never felt like I was watching a movie which is 65 years old. I felt like watching a period drama which is recently made, and this shows what a genius Sir Satyajit Ray was. I must say, this film is a timeless classic. Pather Panchali, which translates to Song of the Little Road, is based on the 1929 book by Bengali writer Vibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay. I hope I am pronouncing his name right. The film was both written and directed by Satyajit Ray, and it was his directorial debut. It was produced by the government of West Bengal, and it's the first film in Apu trilogy. It features actors like Kanu Banerjee, Karuna Banerjee, Subir Banerjee, Uma Das Gupta, and Chuni Bala Devi. Film's musical track is composed by Pandit Ravi Shankar, while cinematography and editing was handled by Subrata Mitra and Dulal Datta respectively. Due to the limited budget, the film featured amateur actors, inexperienced crew, and was mainly shot on location, which means it was shot in real-world setting rather than a soundstage or backlot. The film was premiered on 3rd May 1955 in New York's Art Exhibition Museum of Modern Art. Later that year, in August, it was released in India too. A special screening was held for Chief Minister of West Bengal, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, and Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. There was some opposition to the film from within the government, as some argued with the depiction of poverty the film is showing India in a bad light. But the film impressed Pandit Nehru, and it was sent to 1956 Cannes Film Festival with his personal approval, where it won Best Human Document Award. In today's time, where movies are facing unnecessary wrath of governments, I believe this is something which governments today need to learn. Before we move on, let me tell you the real reason why I had to mention Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy in this video. Well, here's a fun fact for you. It was because of him that this film got completed and saw the light of the day. Satyajit Ray was struggling to fund his film. When he couldn't find any means, he approached Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, who was a friend to his father, Sukumar Ray. Dr. Roy had no interest in films, but it was son of his friend, so he decided to help him. As the name of the movie was The Song of Little Road, Dr. Roy gave him money from the State Road Development Funds. This was the first time a government funded a movie. Intellectual and thinkers said this is probably one of the most innovative decisions taken by an Indian politician, with a gigantic impact that he himself or Rai could never had imagined. With the support of the CM and the PM of course, whatever the opposition the film was facing gradually depleted. Talking about the story, well, there's not much to it. It's plain and simple, but the delight is mainly in the details and in the characters. This movie is an emotional ride with main focus on human lives and emotions. The depiction of poverty is done beautifully. The movie back then when it was released was accused of romanticizing poverty, which is simply not true. The film did show Durga and Appu finding delight in simple things amid the struggle, but the point according to me that Satyajit Ray made is not that poor can be happy, but instead it was no matter how happy these people try to be despite the hardship, the fate always have something tragic in store for them. Anyway, let's talk about plot and the characters, which by the way will contain some spoilers. So if you haven't watched the movie and if you're planning to, jump to this timestamp for final thoughts. The story revolves around Durga and her younger brother Appu, who hails from a very poor family. It focuses on their daily struggle and how they find joy in simple things. With their family's financial condition getting worse, their father decides to leave for the city in search for a better job. It's then their life takes a tragic turn. And that's pretty much the story. As I said earlier, this movie focuses on characters, so let's discuss them. First we have Harihar, father of Durga, played by Kanu Banerjee, a good-hearted, hard-working man who loves his family but can't earn enough to fulfill their needs. He dreams of becoming a poet and a playwright, which he thinks will get them out of poverty. After learning the fate of his daughter Durga, he gives up on that dream as well as on his ancestral home, as he realizes that holding on to these things is doing damage to his family. Kanu Banerjee did an amazing job here. Then we have got mother of Durga, whose name I can't pronounce properly, Sarbajia Roy, played by Karuna Banerjee. And oh boy, I've got such mixed feelings about this character. I hated her when I saw her being cold and cruel towards Aunt Inder. I hated her for not being empathetic towards her. I understand she identified her as corrupting influence on her daughter and as a burden on the family. But still, the way she treated Inder can't be justified. But then this is what humans are, full of flaws brimming with emotions. If things would have been better, I believe she would have shown much more empathy. On one hand, I was hating this character for not being empathetic, and on the other hand, I just couldn't stop admiring her for being proud and showing dignity. She made Durga return fruits when she could have easily kept them. She refused to take help and favors when she needed them the most. She chose to sell her personal belongings instead of taking the easy way out. She kept fighting to keep her family safe, but eventually her spirit broke when Durga died. Her misery after the death of Durga spoke of the regret that she had because of not being able to provide what she wanted in her life. The conviction shown by Karuna Banerjee while playing this character is truly remarkable. Next we have Durga's elderly aunt Indir Thakurun played by Chuni Baladevi, and this was one of the characters that made my gut wrench. I couldn't help feeling sad while watching Indir. There was this song which she used to sing. The lyrics really hit me differently. Here's the song for you by the way. So, her voice was satisfying yet haunting, and the lyrics, man. When she was singing that all her peers are gone and how she is left behind, how miserable she is with poverty, and how she doesn't have a penny. Oh God, deliver me, meaning grant me the death. It was just a cruel reminder for me how lonely one became in the old age, and it was aptly shown by the genius of Satyajit Ray. During the shooting, Chunibala was a theatre actor, and at that time she was given 20 rupees daily for her performance. She never gave any trouble during the shoot. She completed the shooting, but she died sadly before the movie was released. Let's talk about Durga now. First we saw her as 9 or 10-year-old child where she was stealing fruit for Inder. Despite this act, she looked adorable. Then we see her feeding cat, cleaning house and caring for Inder. All this was enough for me to fall for the character because the beauty and realism with which it was shown really had an impact on me as an audience. Then we see teenage Durga. We see her as a caring child who loves and cares for everyone around her, especially her brother and Inder. We often see her suppressing her emotions and wishes at many places. One of her friends had beautiful braid. Durga asked her mother to similarly style her hair, to which her mother replied that they don't have enough oil and it means her hair cannot be braided that way. Another reality check that many a times these poor people couldn't even get their simplest wishes fulfilled. And it wasn't the only time. When her friend was getting married, we saw that Durga too wanted to dress like her. She too wanted to look beautiful. She too wanted a groom who would love her and be her salvation from this life. But all this was portrayed by her eyes, and she never confided herself into anyone. And this might be the reason that she stole that necklace, because perhaps she was tired of wanting things and not getting them. Her motherly affection towards her brother was really heartwarming. After the sad demise of Inder, I was pretty sure that Satyajit Ray would kill Durga too, but the subtlety with which he did it made it even more depressing. When Harrier presented the sari for Durga, I couldn't fight my tears. I must say, Uma Das Gupta's acting was top-notch. Finally, we have Appu, Durga's kid brother, played by Subir Banerjee. This trilogy is named Appu Trilogy, but the first movie focuses mainly on her sister. There were some instances where I thought maker is trying to define Appu as honest and proud kid. This speculation of mine is based on the situation where he refused to take candy from others. At the end, we can see Appu going through inner turmoil when he found the necklace. As it was too much for the little soul to bear, he threw it in the water. And I'm damn sure there was something in him at that moment which changed forever. Pather Panchali influenced a lot of young filmmakers. This was the first Indian movie which was praised by critics all over the world. It not only established Satyajit Ray as a great filmmaker, but also marked the beginning of parallel cinema in India. This movie is so good that it would be an insult if I rate this masterpiece. Certain films are beyond rating and criticism. Satyajit Ray's Pather Panchali is surely one of them. This was my take on the movie. Do tell me in the comments what you think of it. With that being said, we are done with the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and if you like the content on this channel, help it grow by subscribing and sharing. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.